I think we're all fully aware that in order to actually change our lives, we need to be more accountable for our environments because our environments have so much to do with how we perform, what our behaviors are, and what our level of focus is, right? So if you really want to make a really big change in your life, I think you are likely on the cusp of it, like you're right there, but you need to take more accountability for your environment, okay? Where are you working? Are you working in the same place every day? Have you maximized have you maximized your level of efficiency? Are you surrounding yourself with people that give you energy, or are you like constantly surrounding yourself with people that are high maintenance and require a lot of attention and energy? All these little things have so much to do with what we experience in our day-to-day realities. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, um, I'm I'm currently in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? And of course, a big reason why I wanted to, go further away from home. Like I'm originally from Canada, was to, yes, like be exposed to new cultures and new people and new forms of living. But I think even more so, like just to learn more about myself, uh, my perceptions, and putting myself in a space where I can have a new level of focus, right? In like as I work towards my goals, right? And I've just learned more and more that like being away from home has had so many positive impacts on my life because there's just so much more space in my mind, to focus on myself and to focus on the things that matter most to me, you know? Don't get me wrong, there are so many positive things about being like at home. But as far as, really experiencing some transformative shifts in my life, a lot of it has come from, and I give credit to, the effort that I've made to really step outside of my comfort zone and start working towards my goals from a completely new place in the world. It just becomes a lot easier to digest, as far as, stepping into a new identity. Because in order to experience a new life, like you have to become a new person. And that's what I always say, like, particularly in business, man, like in the beginning stages, it's more of a self-development journey than it is of a business development journey, because the business can only go as far as the individual takes it. So who is the individual? Like what are the routines of this individual? Is this person consistent with their actions? Um, right? So just being more consciously aware of, you know, your own ways of living and how you go about working towards your goals, the perception that you have of yourself, your behaviors, like all these little things, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like in business, when you're first starting out, it's way more about the personal side of things than it is with like the actual like business strategies themselves, like, how you're getting clients and like, what your tactics are for, making like relationships and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in the beginning stages, I put so much effort into that side of business, but what was unconsciously neglecting was like my personal development. So like I take it a lot more seriously now than I did before because I understand that the habits and the routines and the discipline is the driving force of the business. And I've seen it time and time again, y'all. Like you'll see some of these people like, you know, attain like really impressive results within their business, and then they get comfortable and then it goes the other way, like so quickly. Right. And it's just like the gym. Like, I remember back in the day when like I used to like lift weights. Like I don't lift weights no more because it's just not my preferred method of training. I'm more into like calisthenics and stuff. But back in the day, like when I was like lifting weights and stuff, you know, I would get to a point where like, I put on some size. I could see like my muscles like coming in. I was feeling nice, bro. But if I stop for like a week, I'm on the decline. Just like that, you know, just like that. Same goes for business, bro. Like, if you really want to see some ongoing results and experience new levels of success, you have to be consistent. It doesn't matter how high you get because you can go backwards just as fast, if not faster, right? So it's a journey of self-development more than anything else. And yes, tactics and strategies are important. Like, okay, if you're going to run Facebook ads to get clients, dope. If you're going to go on Upwork to find your first client, okay, amazing, right? But what's even bigger and more important are the principles, okay? The principles of life. And business is an aspect of life, just as is, health and relationships and peace, right? Like these are all different aspects of life, you know? And the principle that I'm referring to is belief, man. Just the perception that you have of yourself, what you believe yourself to be, what you believe that you can accomplish, right? And the way that one way that you can, reshape your beliefs is by taking consistent action and providing your mind with evidence as to why you are this person who is worthy of running a business that is doing 10K a month or whatever it is, right? You need to provide your mind with evidence. And taking action is one great way of providing your mind with proof, right? But don't for one second think that action is going to be the only thing that takes you to where you're trying to get to. I'm telling y'all, man, that is the misconception. It's such a fallacy, bro. I'm telling y'all, like, anybody who knows me knows, like, been very relentless within my own routines and always try to be as disciplined as possible. But if you don't believe that you can accomplish it, nothing's going to happen. I'm telling y'all. So you need to reassess your own beliefs and what they are. The only way to do that is to go inside. And when you are in a new environment, okay? When you're in a new environment, you have so much more space to think. You have more time, okay, to put into yourself. You have more time to reflect. You have more time to just observe your unconscious thoughts. And that's where the clarity comes from, right? Is observing your unconscious thoughts. And then you really start to get a better understanding of what it is that you actually want and what you need to do in order to get there. And it can be very uncomfortable, y'all. Like, trust me, like I totally get that. When I took, like, traveling the world is like one thing, but like even like moving out of my mom's place, like when I did, it was comfortable there. Everything was in place. I had the systems, I knew how everything worked. I knew where everything was. So in order for me to, whoa, in order for me to really consciously make that decision to like, I need to get out of the house and, put myself in a new environment that will really support what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. Not to say that like being at home didn't support that, but when you put yourself in new environments, there's almost like this pressure that you put on yourself, but it's good pressure, right? Like, if we're not putting ourselves in these uncomfortable situations, in these unfamiliar environments, like, where else is the growth going to come from? That's what it's about. Like, even, bro, another example, like even just starting this channel and, shooting videos as consistently as I have been. Bro, like, that was probably like one of the most uncomfortable things for me, because I knew that there was a lot that I wanted to share, and I believed within myself that I could provide a lot of value. But just being in front of the camera and being in this this battle between who I currently was and the person that I was trying to be, right? It was uncomfortable, but a lot of growth has come from it. So I really do encourage you to make the effort to, change your environment so you can learn more about yourself and really help accelerate the process of your own growth. And if you're someone who's building a business, that it will only support that. But I'm not just referring to business, y'all, right? Business is a component of all this shit, but it's not everything, right? Like, who are you? Like, how do you perceive you? Like, on the deepest level. Finding clarity within the context of that question has helped me grow at a rapid rate. Rapid. And that's what this shit is about, man. Because I understand the limiting beliefs that I had before with money. I had a very scarce mindset in regards to finances, But now I understand that you can make a lot of money. You can make a lot of money and you can do very well for yourself financially. But the one thing that is scarce, the one thing that is finite is time. So to maximize the amount of growth with the amount of time that we've been given is the best thing that we can do for ourselves. I'm waiting for this plane. So I really do encourage you to seek discomfort in new ways that you haven't before. And I really do encourage you to seek a new environment, whether that's, going to a new place, moving out, traveling to a new country, new city, or even just something as small as like changing up your office or your workstation, just switching things up. Like, your environment is so powerful. And that's what I really didn't fully understand for the longest time, was the impact and the influence that my environment had on the way that I was working, the rate in which that I was growing. It's a lot more significant than most people understand, And I think that has been one of the greatest things about, just traveling throughout the past year in the way that we have, is just, yes, of course it's fun and whatnot, but even more so, like, just becoming more adaptable. Oh shit, there was you edit that out, but it's a big ass bee. Becoming more adaptable and constantly being in new environments. It really does force you to consciously like check yourself, and it's like, what am I going to be doing with my time? And how well am I going to use my time? But yeah, man, that's all for this one. I love y'all so much. Drop some comments in the video below. I'll always be checking those. But sending y'all so much positive energy. I'm gonna see y'all next video, man. It's KT.